I want to start off with something that I saw on social media the other day featuring you. Someone was asking you questions, and the topic of favorite player came up. You know what
Mhm.
I'm talking about?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and your response to the question of who's your favorite player, you said, I'm my favorite player.
Mhm.
And I was like, I love this because I just feel like a lot of people really feel like they're their own favorite player, but
Mhm.
they don't want to come off as arrogant or boastful. But deep down inside, they're like, I'm my favorite player.
Mhm.
But you actually said that, and I
Mhm.
loved it. So I wanted to ask you, what about your game do you love? What makes you your own favorite player?
I think that just I'm a very hard worker. On and off the court, I try to just make sure I have an impact, whether it's motivating a different teammate or getting steals or just at the end of the day scoring. I think for me, I like to have an all around game and involve everyone, just be the best person on the court to kind of bring the best energy. So I think that's a little different. Other than my skill, like, I think that the intangibles of just being there and helping everyone is what I bring.
I love that. And
Mhm.
I saw that you got your first offer way back in 6th grade. I
Mhm.
know a lot of people were just starting to even play organized basketball in 6th grade,
Yeah.
but you're like, you had already started to see your work pay off. What is it like getting an offer in 6th grade?
I think when you're that young, like, you don't really understand it. Like, for me, I was just like, okay, it's another day. But now looking back at it, it's just like, wow, just to be able to have that opportunity at such a young age and not even really understanding it. But I'm very grateful just to have the opportunity at a young age. And I think now it's just so crazy to see the growth and where I've come from the little girl I was and to now.
Yeah. Do you remember how it came about? Did they send you a letter? Was it a
Mhm.
phone call?
I was at their elite camp. It was JMU, and I was at their elite camp. I didn't want to go, but my mom made me go. But I was at their elite camp, and I was like one of the youngest people, and I did pretty good, I guess. And they just pulled me to the side, and their head coach offered me, and I was just so happy. I mean, my mom was really happy more than me because I was just like, okay, but it was a fun experience. It was great to have that.
That's awesome. And
Hmm.
then fast forward to high school, you commit live on
Hmm.
ESPN, the first high school girl to ever do it.
Hmm.
About that moment, like leading up to it when ESPN said, "Hey, we want to broadcast your commitment." Like, what was that 72 hours or so like for you?
I mean, well, first you still playing. You're playing in a tournament to like win a national championship. So I've got that, and I've got knowing where I'm committing, and just all those emotions kind of going around. But I was just really excited to, well, like being on TV is already an exciting thing, but just to be able to be an example and a possible inspiration to other girls, I think made me more excited and kind of relieved pressure, or not pressure, but just stress, because I was knowing that regardless if I made a mistake in the words I was saying or like in something I did, I knew that someone would be watching and be able to feel excited and just feel good to see me and people like me committing on TV.
Yeah, and you mentioned you were at that time competing for a state championship while thinking about the how did you balance everything you had to navigate during that time?
I was just able to just hang around with my teammates. I was just trying to have as much fun as I could and kind of embrace the whole tournament in the moment. We everything was paid for, and we got to, like, we were at Sidwell practicing. So I think just for me was just trying to have the most fun I could and not stress, because if I focus on all the little things, I would never be able to have fun in the moment. So just hang out with teammates and just always taking everything in.
Yeah, and what did it mean to you to be the first to do that? Like, there's been so many great players, as we both know, but to be the first one to do it had to be super special.
Yeah, I think it's just the representation of, like, it's a new era of social media and all that, just to, like, not know everyone has done this before, and then now everyone can be like, I want to be the next person to commit on TV, or commit on some other big platform. So just to be able to do that, I felt so excited, and then seeing everyone was like, oh, Kendall's doing this and that. I'm like, you never really notice how many people watch you and become inspired from what you do until after. And it was just a great feeling for me, and then to be committed too, so I was excited.
Yeah, so going to UCLA,
Hmm.
we'll team back up with Kiki Rice.
Hmm.
What has Kiki Rice told you about just preparing for the next level, specifically to go play at UCLA?
She like it kind of sounded like it was similar to Sidwell. Like my mom coaches basketball and Corey, and they're kind of just similar how they push you and kind of just want the most effort out of you, regardless if you're making shots or anything. They want you to put in your full effort, and so I think that's something that really stood out to me. And just being around Kiki and her aura, she's just a very nice person, humble and fun to be around. So I'm really excited for UCLA and LA in general. So it would be good.
Yeah, how you're gonna move across the country.
Hmm.
Family's here in the DC area. Have you thought about what that'll be like, or are you like, I'm just gonna go through my senior year and I'll think about that later?
I'm a very spontaneous person, so it's just for me, it hasn't really like kind of clicked to me that I'm moving across the country. Like I haven't been very upset about it or nervous. I'm just excited to like a new chapter. I'm ready to take things on, and obviously it's gonna be a very far distance from my family and friends, but I think it's a part of growing, and sometimes you just gotta be out your comfort zone to grow. So I'm excited to go on and see new things.
Awesome. So you're entering women's basketball, college basketball at a very exciting time with NIL. We have players like Angel Reese who are stars on the court, but also like tapping into like culture and different areas. How do you feel about the current state of women's college basketball as you prepare to enter next year?
I think it's really exciting for people my age and even younger. It gives us something to look up to and something to be excited about. Just for me, I'm just so excited to become another person who's playing on college and then playing against like people with Kiki or like playing against people like Angel. So just seeing them, it kind of motivates you for the future and just the future of women's basketball. And it gives you a chance to believe that you can create a substantial career through this sport as a woman.
Absolutely. And I see that off the court, you're a leader, you have an SB. That's not something that many people can say
Mhm.
for your leadership. So talk to me about your leadership, the SB experience, just how did that all come about?
Well, during COVID, I decided to start training kids. And I think just for me, throughout my basketball career and just, being myself, I've always wanted to help inspire the youth and just do what I could to kind of reach out to younger athletes and even younger female athletes. So with Sports Mom Foundation, which is located in the DMV area, I kind of helped with mentorship programs, and we raise money to give back to female athletes in their sports. And so I kind of been doing that for a while, and then I applied for the ESPY, and of course I got awarded with the other four honorees. So, and then we were out in LA and we met Billie Jean King, and I was just able to kind of take in everything and learn under her wing and just really get to feel like a celebrity, get down the red carpet, and just be treated like everyone else. So I think just that kind of made me realize the things that can come out of the sport you play and just the things that can come out of being a good person and wanting to help others around you.
When you look back at that sixth grader with their first offer in hand and now having an SB, going to UCLA, did you ever see your life going like this? Are you surprised or you're like, no, this is what I worked for?
I just feel like for me, when I was younger, I had so many aspirations and dreams, and I think I was able to accomplish them. I feel like I keep saying it, but I feel like basketball has allowed me to accomplish so many things that I've never would have done before. So I think, yeah, before I would never thought I would have done all this, but just learning and growing through basketball has helped me do so many things and it's helped me grow as a person. And now it's taking me to college for free. So I mean, everything through the sport has done a lot.
Absolutely. And I know with sports comes a lot of different things that people don't really talk about, the mental health, the balance, the wellness aspect. So, how do you mentally stay grounded with
Mhm.
everything happening around you?
I think a lot of people can tend to compare themselves through social media because there's just so many people. Like you'll watch someone's highlight clips and be like, oh, why am I not doing this, or why am I not getting this highlight clip? But for me, I just try to realize and recognize my own aspects of the game and what I bring, and just me as myself. I like to try to stay self confident in myself and just try to keep out away from the outside voices or people and kind of just try to stick to myself. So I think for any other person who's going through like worries or self-confidence issues, it's always best to just continue to remind yourself of the little things that you do and just who you are as a person.
Yeah. And I think sometimes too, it helps to have hobbies and interests outside of what you do every day, whether that's the sport you play or your job. So, what are some of the things that Kendall likes to do outside of basketball, outside of sports?
I'm a big movie person. I actually just went to the movies today, but I just love going to the movies and being able to watch a movie with my friends. And also, I'm a big like I go to Sephora or Ulta, like, and I will spend all the time. So that's like my main two things that I've been doing. And I'm very spontaneous, like I said. So I'll go to amusement parks one day. Like I ask my friend, "You want to go to amusement park?" And then we'll go the next day. So anything that just like gets my friends moving and we're just able to have fun together, that's what I like to do.
Yeah. So, what's the best movie you've seen so far? Your favorite? Not so far,
I
maybe even recently. You don't even have to go all
oh,
the time, just recently.
you see, I watched Air. That was really good. The Michael Jordan. That was good. Um, I have a different span. So like, Save the Last Dance. Have you seen that before?
Yes.
That movie.
Okay. Is
Yeah.
there a dancer in you somewhere?
Maybe just TikTok dancer,
Maybe
but
just TikTok. Okay.
I
Okay.
that movie. Or like, have you seen In Time with Justin Timberlake?
I have not, but clearly I
That
need
one.
to add it to my list.
So like I have a lot of different movies. Like I watch all types of movies. So, but yeah, those are a few of my good ones.
Have you seen Transformers yet? The new
Yeah,
one? That was a 10 out of 10 to me. So let me see your movie taste. What would you rate Transformers, the new one?
definitely a 10 out of 10. That was I like
Okay.
Fast and Furious too.
Fast and the Furious, I love those movies, but I feel like they're so detached from reality.
Hmm.
Like the wildest, I think in the last one they drove a car to space, and I'm just,
Yeah, they did.
what is going on? But I will go see it every time.
Yeah, I'm more of like I like the older ones, like when they had like the
It's just about racing.
Tokyo Drift. Like those are my fave. But I will watch anything.
Yeah,
Hmm.
Tokyo Drift was solid. I also enjoyed recently Top Gun, the new Top Gun.
Yes.
That was a good movie.
Yeah, I watched both of them. Before I watched the first one before I watched the second one, and I was like, the second one was really good to me. It was really action packed. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. And you also mentioned Sephora. So are you into makeup, like beating your face?
Yeah, I mean, like, I like little stuff. I'll get like highlighter or like I'm a big fan of like anything that goes in like gloss, like lip oil. I will just spend on it. So like my friends give me like Sephora and Ulta gift cards for my birthday, and like I just love lip oil. So
Yeah.
yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So I'm gonna be looking for the TikToks where you're like, I got this new
Get ready.
product. Look
Hmm.
at this. Highly
Hmm.
recommend.
Exactly.
I'm here for it. Yes. So as we wrap, I want to end this way. Who is someone who has been instrumental in your career and your success who maybe you haven't had the chance to thank for their contributions, or maybe you have had the chance to thank them, but maybe you just want to shout them out again? Who comes out? Who comes to mind first? And what's your message to them?
My mom has been a big part of my just everything, my thought process, and just helping me make my choices and kind of being a second opinion. She's just been really good at it because I think we've gone through the same process. Like she was also played basketball and played in college, and so I think that she's able to give me multiple perspectives. I mean, she coaches too, so she gets perspectives from coaches when she talks with them too. So I think that she has been my biggest help and inspiration through a lot of things.
And I have to ask, what is it like being coached by your mom? Because I know sometimes it's just like, oh, mom, but
Mhm.
also like she has been your coach through very, important times in your career. So
Mhm.
how do you kind of separate mom versus coach, and what has it been like?
I honestly feel like our relationship on the court and off the court has been pretty easy. I think that I'm more of like a coach's player, so I try to do everything in my possibility to just do the right thing and like kind of like a people pleaser. So she is able to manage both, like be my mom off the court and be my coach on the court, and somehow it works. We've never really had any arguments or like any type of like, everyone's always has those issues with their parents, but I've never really had that. So luckily for us, we don't have any issues, and it's actually very easy to let her coach me.
That is incredible. I'm so happy to hear that because I know a lot of times, especially in Little League, it's just like someone's dad is the coach or mom is the coach, and it's just like,
Exactly.
oh my gosh,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
but your experience has not been that, and that's incredible.
Yeah, I'm happy though. I'm happy if we don't have any issues, because it would be way worse.
Yes. Has she coached you pretty much your entire career to this point?
No, she coached me for high school, but she didn't coach me for like middle school. She didn't coach me like actually high school. She's only coached me for high school, but
Okay.
everything after that, she hasn't coached me before. So I think that helps too, because we haven't been like always behind each other the whole time, so it gives us kind of space. But yeah, we've been. Now she coaches me.
Yes, that is so awesome. Thank you, Kendall, for your time. This was
Yeah.
been great to meet you, and I wish you the best.
Thank you. Appreciate you having me on here.